Hello, thank you for joining us again today for another amazing episode of Bioenergetics Beat. I am Heather Gray, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner. And this episode is brought to you by NIKKI, Unleash the Wellness Within. It's a non-invasive, easily affordable, and highly effective approach to optimize wellness. It's a wearable device that puts frequency, better-based life on your hands and on your wrist. Today's special guest, let's welcome Nicole Sullivan. We're doing NIKKI Part 2. So if you've seen her last episode, we got a little bit of a background on how she got into this world and how the NIKKI has been working for her. But we're going to dive a little deeper today in the actual product itself and all the beautiful things that it can do. So let's welcome Nicole Sullivan back to the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So awesome. So it was so great getting to know your story the last time. And there was so many people you said that didn't even know that part of your story. And I was just like fascinated. I was like, and then what happened? And then what happened?
It keeps happening.
It just keeps, I know, right?
Yeah.
It just keeps happening. But yeah, talk to us. Like I said, let's dig a little deeper into your journey with the NIKKI and, what is frequencies? How does it work? Why does it work so much better? Like, let's get into some of the geeky technical aspects of this beautiful technology.
Sure. So as you mentioned, NIKKI is a bioenergetic wearable. It's a frequency emitting device. And so what's so great about that is A, it's accessible. B, it is wearable, so portable. You can bring it anywhere with you. You can make it yours in terms of how you use it, when you use it, what you use it for, and there's sort of no end to the way that it can be used. In addition to that, it's waterproof, so it's super, super great.
It is waterproof.
It is waterproof, yeah, up to 10 meters, which is fantastic. I even, when I was swimming with the kids, it was like, great, I have got my stuff on and I'm enjoying. And so it's like, yay, I have my portable frequency emitter with me wherever I go. And it's just really accessible that way. It's also not that big, which is kind of nice, and it's not intrusive looking. So, for many people who have been in a therapeutic space or have been in all kinds of different treatments, often things are bulky, are big, there's a lot that goes to them, or you've got wires and things attached to you. And so it's quite nice to just strap on a little thing like a watch and away you go. And, none the wiser, it just looks like a watch and it does tell the time. So that's handy in its own right. But the thing about NIKKI, which is I find so wonderful, which is the same as the Wave One in terms of frequency emitting wearable, is that the frequencies themselves, again, it's just information going into the body via light and sound. We all know that we can be easily influenced by light and sound if you just look in your surroundings, let alone the vibration of things. And that's sort of what I consider frequencies themselves. It's just everything has its own personal vibration or energy signature or pattern. And as bioenergetic or energy beings, we can recognize those patterns and assimilate and use that information.
Absolutely. One of the things that I love about it too, you talk about some of the bigger, bulkier and wires and stuff like that. Some of the machines that I've used were just over, $20,000. And I just, so not even just the size and the ease of it, but just the cost. That was part of the reason, believe it or not, that kept me from jumping in with you guys sooner, is because when I saw the cost, I was like, there's no way that can work at that price. Like I was used to, like I said, my machines that I was using $20,000, $30,000 for. And here's you guys at the time, Wave One, it was like $1,500. It's even gone down since then. And so I was like, there's no way this can work at this price. So how do you guys get away with that?
So our biggest thing is that we believe that frequencies and frequency emitting wearables and technology is for everyone. If you're a bioenergetic being, then, we have a frequency for that, in terms of what that looks like. And so we're always on the lookout for ways that we can make this more accessible, more affordable for anybody. That's a kind of a big mandate of ours, is that we want to be able to deliver frequencies to the world. It's a really big piece of the puzzle for us. And so we're constantly looking at ways, again, to make it accessible, looking at form factors. Like if we look at, our history in terms of the form factors and where we started, they were much larger. And they've gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and more portable and more accessible, So that's a pretty exciting thing. If we look at the Wave 1, it was even bigger. Wave Force 1 was bigger than that. And then before that, it was a light emitting box. So with the technology, as we make things more accessible, again, we're always on the lookout and form factors for how can we manufacture things and how can we create the frequency packages to make them the most accessible and the most affordable so that more people can use them.
Absolutely, 100%. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of chronically sick people have already spent so much money on their healing journey that a lot of times when they come to this kind of out of the box healing modalities, right, a lot of times they're tapped out. And so again, to have something that not only works, that's effective, it's easy to use, and it's so affordably priced. Like I still can't wrap my head around just really how incredible this all is. Like as I'm recording testimonials of 11-year-old, who was completely wiped out, taken out of school, couldn't do tennis anymore. And then within a month of wearing this, she's gotten her life back and she's back. She sent us a video of her playing tennis again. And she's just so excited back to being a brilliant little 11-year-old and not worrying about chronic illness. Like, what a gift.
It is really a gift. And so what else is really exciting about NIKKI is it's the thing after the Wave 1. So it's the thing after people are getting their lives back from Lyme and they're learning to live in different ways with their symptoms, or in many cases symptom free, or the lessening of symptoms. And so NIKKI, because of all the different programs that we've got on there, we call them frequency sets. So with all the different frequency sets that we have on NIKKI, there's something for everybody. And I say everybody as in body, like as in person. And what's really great about that is if you're looking at, like, we have a nighttime program. And so that a nighttime frequency set is just like it's one, as I've mentioned before, that I wear every night. And then there's an insomnia one. So it's, for those people that are dealing with insomnia. Oh, you need some more energy. There's an energy set. Oh, you're looking for viruses and bacteria. You feel something going on. Okay, there's that. There's travel. There's all these different frequency sets that relate to everyday people, just in terms of what you're doing. So it's not necessarily attached to a condition, but it can be the what's next for the people that have been dealing with a condition.
Oh, 110%. And I went and took your advice. I went ahead and got a second device because I've used it so much during the day that it doesn't have any juice left to try at night. And I've always struggled with sleep issues. I've got poor genetics in my sleep genes and I just don't sleep well and I don't sleep deep. But I went ahead and got another device so that way one is always on the charger, right? So now I'm using the energy and the stress and anxiety and the viruses and the travel during the day, and at night I use the sleep. And I'm maybe getting an hour a day kind of like in between where I'm actually not wearing it, but it is pretty much on all the time. Like I can't imagine my life without it. Like and just recently traveling, typically when I travel, I get sick within 3 days into travel, never fails, every single time, 3 days. So this time I was like, haha, immune, boom, didn't get sick at that travel, and then I was able to use the travel feature and didn't have the jet lag and have issues with acclimating to a new time zone. Like I still just can't get over just how beautiful and easy and affordable, right, this device really is.
Yeah, I appreciate that feedback, because the thing with us is that, again, we're always looking for feedback and we're always looking to incorporate, user experiences and see how people are doing with the technology and what's happening for them in real time. So when we started to, do some testing with NIKKI and what that could look like, and looking at the different frequency sets and what were the ones that we were going to launch with, like what were those things that everybody was facing, and you've hit the nail on the head. People that are having sleep issues, people that are having energy issues, people that are totally stressed out about things that are happening in their life, or maybe they have some anxiety, people that are just like, okay, I really could use some energy right now, or gosh, I'm, really worried about getting sick, and there's so many things out there. So it was just a matter of looking at what are those things that we could add value to everybody's life on the daily?
110%. And you didn't even bring up like allergies. Like that seems to be number two. Like from when I talk to people who, when I go down the list of symptoms, sleep is number one, and allergies seems to be number two. And allergies, like I said, I tell the story often. It's just my ex-husband, sneeze, 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 slap a NIKKI on him, hit allergies, and literally within minutes, sneezing stops. And it's not just a fluke; it's every single time. And then we just had Barry episode, which will come out here soon, a fellow affiliate of NIKKI, and he was talking about how all the money he was spending on steroids, how his doctor opted to try to break his nose to do something for allergies, which I've never heard of before in my life, and thank God he didn't opt that route. But I mean, so those are his two options, right? Steroids or breaking your nose. How brilliant is that he's getting such amazing results from this device?
Yeah, that's a great point about allergies. I happen to be blessed to not have like seasonal allergies. I have like medical, like drug allergies, which is a totally different ball game. But I do know a lot of people that use the NIKKI for allergies. There's a few people in my life that have really drastic seasonal allergies, and when the wind kicks up or the pollen's out, and it's like you say, sneeze, 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 and reacting. There are other antihistamines on the daily, and those people have been using NIKKI, and they haven't had to do that. They haven't had to go that route. I can't even imagine having to have your nose broken in hopes that you might not have horrific allergies.
Oh, and that's what they told him. There was no guarantee. So let's break your nose. It might help. It might not.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So that's the other thing, like in terms of what you mentioned, is that that's something so invasive with a maybe. Hey, this might work. Let's give it a try. And it's like, how about no? How about trying something that's not invasive, that's something that's not going to cause pain, that's not going to cause harm. It's just going to give your body information. So your body says, oh, I recognize that. Let's use that and try it a different way. So yeah, the non-invasive and the not having to do really drastic things to get results or to get some relief, that's what we're after.
So tell me a few other, like, what are some of your other favorite frequencies? Say that 10 times fast. What are some of your other favorite frequencies or like favorite stories that you've, seen throughout this journey? Because you've been in this industry for what, 6 years now?
Yeah, I have been. Yes.
So how many amazing stories have you probably heard?
I've heard some pretty phenomenal stories, and many people are like, that's too good to be true, or that's, the snake oil, or this is blah, and they have all kinds of opinions, and then they try it and they go, oh, wait a minute. I do recall a story of a person who, I don't think it's doing anything for me. I don't think, anything's happening. I think I'm going to return the device. Okay, no problem. Great. We're that. And then next day it was like a day or two later or something like that. No, I'm going to keep it. And we said, oh, okay, what changed? Oh, no, I had some blood work done and my doctor came back and asked what I was doing. And this is the only thing that I was doing. And my blood work was really, really good. And it was like, oh, interesting. Okay. Whether or not there's a correlation, I am not at liberty to say, yes, this is exactly what it is, but that person kept their device and was very, very happy with it. I have heard stories of people who've had horrific parasite issues. And as part of their Lyme protocol, they were, on antiparasitics and doing all kinds of really heavy things, which are quite hard on the system, and they weren't getting any results. I cannot even count how many people, and people, you don't have to do this, who have sent us pictures of their parasites that they have passed as a result of using the Lyme support frequency program. So it's like, whoa, right? And these are people on heavy duty antiparasitic medications that they weren't getting any traction. I know people that when we were doing some testing with NIKKI, that some people that were associated, friends and family, that were like, hey, sure, we'll test this for you, kind of thing, that had surgery and used the pain program instead of having to use the painkillers.
Wow, I didn't
after
even
their
think about
surgeries. And
that.
so, yeah, and so I was like, wow, that's pretty phenomenal. Um, I know of someone who works in a school, in an elementary school, and
Just an anxiety.
during, yeah, the stress and anxiety, but actually travel,
Viruses. Oh,
travel and viruses and bacteria. Imagine working in an elementary school with 500 kids and being exposed to everything that they do and all of their families and all the things that they do, and sick, and this one getting sick and that one getting sick, and then it spreads through the school, and they wore that every day and did not get sick.
last man standing.
And yeah, kind of, very much so, right? So there's stories like that where it's just like these are just applications where you can use it on the regular. I happen to have both of my children have anxiety, amongst some other things, and my youngest has autism, anxiety, ADHD, and a bunch of other things going on. There is not a day that goes by that that kid is not wearing NIKKI on stress and anxiety, and then wears it at nighttime, on the nighttime, because typically they don't sleep. They have a lot of sleeping issues, and so the stress and anxiety is one that is super super helpful for them in terms of trying to regulate and trying to get through their days and what that can look like for them. So yeah, my child is not without NIKKI, and what's interesting about that is we had a wave one for them to try. They couldn't hack it. They didn't, there was a sensory issue for them with wave one.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was just the form factor. I don't know if it was the strength of the lights or what it is, but my child, my youngest, loves NIKKI, loves, 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 and wears it, like got a special band. It's like, this is my NIKKI, and they've nicknamed it and they've done all the things they do. And so, yeah, they love that device and are never without it, except when it has to be charged.
Oh, you gave me goosebumps. I love that. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
funny. I love, at being a practitioner, I'm always trying to find ways to test its validity. And Wednesday nights used to be my grocery shopping night, right? And I hit 3 different grocery stores because I'm just that person that has to have things organic and this and clean and, for the best price. So by the end of the evening, it's around 9 o'clock. The last stop, I'm a little on the snippy side sometimes with the cashiers. I'm not proud to admit that, but after a full day's work and then grocery shopping 3 places, right? So when I first got mine, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit energy. I could not believe at the end of my shopping trip how I was still being polite and I still had energy to come home and put everything away. And I was like humming in the kitchen. And my ex-husband noticed. He was like, "What's gotten into you?" And I'm like, "I don't, oh, I'm
You
using the
got
energy.
energy.
Like I'm not zapped." Like, because people don't, realize too that, like, well, with pain, we talk a lot about how pain affects, right, your mental health, or affects your mood. Same thing with lack of energy, right? So Heather's not showing up as typical bubbly, nice Heather when she's exhausted or in pain. So what a game changer that is. It's also, the pain was really helpful when I was dealing with some sciatica stuff. I couldn't get over how well it helped with the sciatica.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The energy one, I have had some experiences with the energy one. There's just so many others that I want to wear on the regular, but there's been a couple times where, again, like you at night, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. Don't do it. And I go, oh, you better turn that off so that you can sleep. How about you turn that down, and let's chill everything out so that you're not still on energy at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, sweet. So what are some last little nuggets that you'd like to leave people about, using the NIKKI, or why, or, if they're a little bit nervous about it?
Well, we do have a guarantee. So that's, there's no harm in terms of trying it, and seeing what you like. If it doesn't work for you and you don't like it, get a refund.
A better life, guaranteed. If NIKKI doesn't improve your wellness and sense of well-being in 30 days, send it back for a full refund. Free shipping, free platinum set of frequencies for life, 30-day money-back guarantee. We are NIKKI.com.
That it's so you there's really it's a kind of a no risk.
That is a no-brainer.
Yeah, the other thing that I really like is that while NIKKI it uses a phone app to access the frequencies and communicate with the device itself, there's the ability on the device to turn the Bluetooth off. So with all of us being inundated with Bluetooth everywhere, and again, those are just more frequencies coming at you in different ways, and with the ability to turn it off, that's fabulous to me because it's not emitting. All it is emitting are the frequencies. So it's really that to me is a really great feature that we have in terms of being able to turn that on. I know so many people wear measurable, excuse me, devices that track and measure. And then as a result of that, they're constantly emitting Bluetooth, right? I know that right now I'm wearing Bluetooth headphones. I have Bluetooth hearing aids, right? So any opportunity I have to turn the Bluetooth off, awesome, right? It just gives me just a little bit more. I don't need that much more coming at me. The NIKKI is really, really simple to use. You get your device, you get your activation code, you download the app, you input your activation code, you connect with your device, your frequencies go on there, swipe, tap. That's the frequency I want. Oh, you want to charge it? Take it off, put it on the charger. It's really, really simple.
Here at NIKKI, we really love our customers, and to show our appreciation, we're giving away a device every single podcast episode. So make sure you go check out the show notes on how to enter. Stay tuned.
So in terms of accessibility, if anybody is hesitant because maybe they're not technically oriented, or they're just, that seems like a barrier to entry, it's really, really simple. It is just that many steps. And with that, it comes this suite of frequency sets that have the ability and opportunity to enhance your life.
How awesome too, that I love that it's actually not a subscription, right? You pay for it and boom, it's yours for life. So how awesome is that? And two, what would you say to people who think that it might be a magic bullet, right? That's the only thing that they are going to try in their arsenal for certain of these conditions?
I think that that's an unfair thing to do or statement to make with anything, honestly. I feel as bioenergetic and holistic beings that we have tools in our toolbox for a variety of reasons. I have it that each body, mine in particular, I'll use me as an example. I respond better to certain modalities than I do others. So I do well with naturopathic. I do well with Ayurvedic, with Chinese medicine. I don't do well with certain other things, and as a result of that, it's like, I might use this and I might use that, or I might try NIKKI and I might use something else, or I might include chiropractic, or I might include acupuncture, or I might include, the fact that I eat a highly anti-inflammatory diet. I think it's really hard to look at us in isolation with any one modality or tool. I feel that they are all meant to be used in harmony and together, and we all, through trial and error, find what works best for each other and ourselves. And I do think it's like a misnomer to think, oh, this thing is going to make it so much better. But if you're mainlining sugar, or you smoke, or you drink a lot of alcohol, or you don't get sleep, or you're constantly stressed out, that's not optimal in terms of functionality for living and for life, and being a whole and happy, healthy human being. So you can't do one thing on one side and then, tear it down with the other and think they're going to kind of cancel each other out. So I don't have the belief myself there's any silver or magic bullets to anything. I feel that anything can enhance what you're already doing and can be part of the tools in the toolbox. And as we go through life, we kind of figure out what works best for us. And there's some sort of takeaways from major leaders out there in terms of best practices, in terms of getting enough sleep, getting enough hydration, getting enough playtime, looking at all the areas of your life, saying, okay, am I in balance in any one of these areas? And adding frequencies is not going to cancel out if there's something else going on, but it certainly can be an amazing additional tool to a holistic lifestyle.
Amen. Mainlining sugar, like that still that cracks me up because I can see that, and I know plenty of people who do. Sadly, it's so highly addictive. Where does mindset fall into place when it comes to the success of using the NIKKI?
That's another great question. I have seen babies use our technology, so I'm not sure that you have to be completely in the mindset to be able to use it. And it's not to say that babies aren't completely conscious, amazing human beings. Of course they are. They're amazing, huge human beings in little tiny packages. That's the only difference between a baby and me. And when I have seen children of all ages use our technology, I've seen amazing results. And I don't know if the mindset is just that they're more open to it, which it could very well be,
100%.
and they don't have some preconceived, notions of like how this should work or what it should do, or have a fixated, I have to have this outcome. Maybe they're just not fixated, and so to that end, maybe there is something really beautiful and open about that. I have it that with all things in my life, that my intention makes a difference in terms of living. I feel like an intention is everything. As like the precursor to thought, to form, to energy, to transaction, to creation, all of those things. I think intention is before that for me. And as a result of that, I do feel that influences mindset and how you behave and how you walk through the world and what will work well for you and what won't. So if I go into something with the intention like this is not going to work, this is junk or this is whatever, sometimes I can be pleasantly surprised. But I have it that if I am in an active creation in terms of creating a healthy and balanced life for myself and what that looks like for me, according to what is important to me, then my intention is at the forefront of that. And that means I'm going to look for and attract the tools that will be supportive of that.
Absolutely. Amen. And 100%. Awesome, man. This was so amazing digging deeper. I thought we actually dug pretty deep the last time, but there was a whole nother layers that we got to today. So I really am blessed to have you on and sharing your knowledge, and how cool that you have this amazing device named after you. Like, I still can't believe it. It's making such a difference in so many people's lives. So what a blessing you are. What a blessing this company is. God bless you. And for everybody else, if you want to check out more about where to find this, go to wearenikki.com/podcast. And if you want to get 10% off, make sure to use the code BioBeats and get your 10% off. So everyone else, make sure that you share, like, and subscribe. That's how we get this information out into the world, into people's hands, and start changing their lives. Thank you again, Nicole, for joining us today. And the rest of you, have a healthy day.
Hey there, my name is Jer. I'm an art director and a graphic designer. My wife and I have 2 grown sons. Both are starting their young careers apprenticing in their fields of passion. And then there's our favorite son, our 7-year-old puppy, Andre. Andre has been the best addition to our family in the last decade. When the pandemic hit 3 years ago, my career was turned upside down. I started working as a contractor for a few clients and working from home. I haven't looked back since. My schedule with work is hectic and often stressful. I have 2 ways of dealing with my stress and anxiety. Number 1 is my dog Andre, and number 2 is my bioenergetic wearable, NIKKI. When I need help with my work-life balance, I use my NIKKI in stress and anxiety mode. And I have a puppy break. My NIKKI touchscreen watch is pretty easy to use. It's cool that I can dial up individual frequency sets. When Andre is ready to go, I tap energy. I've been a long-time hockey coach and play in goal twice a week myself. I find the pain mode has reduced the inflammation in my legs in particular. The nighttime mode has been great, and when I wake up in the middle of the night with too much on my mind, I tap insomnia. I charge my NIKKI every other day at my desk. I've been wearing this cool tech for almost a year. On the latest update, I see there are some new frequency bundles. There's morning, afternoon, evening, on top of nighttime, and now nighttime light.